Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, if you are already a family member, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming over and watching another video with me. If you are a lover of perfumes, maybe you want to know more about perfumes, maybe you're trying to build a collection or build up your collection, I would love for you guys to follow. So hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video and you don't miss out. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of my most long-lasting fragrances. I know for a lot of you in the frag community or whoever, you don't even have to be in the frag community to feel this way, but I know a lot of you feel that longevity is very, very, very important. And I also feel the same way. It's not like my #1 priority, but I know that it's an important thing, especially when you're spending a lot of money on fragrances. You want them to perform a certain type of way. So I totally get it. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 fragrances in this video. 5 of them will be more high-end and the other 5 will be somewhere in between, like more affordable. And I do have one Arabic, well, you might consider this one an Arabic brand too. I got one Arabic brand for sure. Another one is an Arabic brand, but you can find them in department stores. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start off with a more affordable fragrance first. This one is from the house of Mugler, and this is called Angel Nova. Now, this fragrance has been out for quite a while now. It actually was released in 2020, so you know it's not what I would call vintage at all. Okay, one of the perfumers here is Quentin Biche, and if you smell this fragrance and you smelled Delina's, then you will see the similarity between the two. Okay, but let me just give you guys the notes and we'll break down the fragrance. You have raspberry, lychee, damask rose, akigala wood, and you have benzoin. Now in this fragrance I do get rose. It is, to me, it's not necessarily a heavy woody rose. It's more of a bright musky rose. This fragrance does very much put me in the frame of mind of a Delina fragrance, more so Delina Rosé. It actually could remind me of that newest one from Kayali, Fleur Majesty, but less powdery. This one is brighter. It is a little tart, a little tangy. Sometimes I feel like I get rhubarb in this, but there's no rhubarb, but it does have a very tartness to it. When I tell you the longevity on this fragrance is 10 out of 10. I've literally worn this to work, actually, and I probably shouldn't have worn it to work because it was just a little bit too loud. I feel like because at work we kind of all sit close together and it can be a little intimidating, a little overwhelming, especially if you go in with the sprays. This is one that you really don't have to overspray because it is so intense and loud. The longevity is amazing. You're going to get at least, if your skin is moisturized, okay, and hydrated, you're going to probably get about 10 hours of this, at least 8. I think if you're looking for longevity, this will work. If you like rose, this will work. Again, this is Angel Nova by Mugler. Next up on the list, I have one that is more high-end. It's more pricier, okay, but probably at this point you might be able to find this on some of the discount websites, but I think you can find this somewhere cheaper than going to the department store to buy this. But this is called Loubirouge, and it is from the house of Christian Loubitin, and on Fragrantica it only lists 3 notes. You have cardamom, iris, and vanilla. Y'all, this is simply put very elegant. It's sweet. It is feminine. It's classy. It's dainty to me. you know, very girly, very delicate. But when I tell you, the longevity is amazing. The performance is out of this world. Not only does this last on my skin for a very long time, again, another one that's gonna go for about 8 hours or longer. The projection, oh my God, this is a floater. This, if you turn left, right, you spray this in your hair, I guarantee you the wind is going to catch it and somebody's going to smell you. I personally like to spray this at the back of my neck because when people are walking behind me, they really get a good whiff of this, and it is just, it's so beautiful, y'all. The cardamom is not over the top spicy. The iris is powdery and soft, and the vanilla is sweet. It gets a 10 out of 10 in my book. Again, do your research if you are thinking about buying this one on a discount website. You know, it's a lot of scamming going on out here now, and I would hate for you guys to, you know, get scammed and tricked out of your money. I don't want that for you, okay? And I know you don't want that for yourself, so just do your research, okay? Another little trick I would recommend is if you're buying secondhand from places like Mercari and stuff like that, ask for the manufacturer number, the serial number. Every perfume has a serial number on the box and on the bottle. Mine is 11801. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it is right down here. It's almost like embossed in the bottle actually, okay? So that's just a little trick. Ask for that number. If people give you a hard time about that number, move on, because they just trying to scam you, okay? For those of you who already have this fragrance, you already know what's going on with this fragrance, baby. This fragrance is an atomic bomb. This fragrance is heady. This fragrance is loud. This fragrance will fill up a room very, very quickly. This is the type of fragrance where people will smell you before they see you, and if those are your vibes, you want this one, okay? This is Arabians Tonka from Montale. Now you can pick this one up in Sephora now, and I believe you can get it in a cute 1 ounce, okay? But it is available on Sephora's website. You can also get this at Saks, Neiman Marcus, and places like that. Now in this fragrance, you have notes of saffron, bergamot, argwood, which is oud. You have rose, Bulgarian rose, tonka bean, sugar cane, amber, white musk, and oak moss. I'm actually not going to spray this because it is loud, y'all. This fragrance reminds me of a rose and oud combination, like those type of fragrances, okay? Think of Delina Exclusive, okay? Way sweeter, okay? And a little bit more oudier, right? Also, for some reason, this fragrance puts me in the frame of mind of Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't know why, but that's what I get here. If Baccarat Rouge and Delina Exclusive were layered, I feel like you would get Arabians Tonka, and I do think they came out with a flanker to this. I haven't put my nose on it yet. If you guys have, let me know down in the comments what it's about, what it's hitting for. Is it something that I should go out and smell? Let me know down in the comments. If you are into loud fragrances, obnoxious fragrances, fragrances that grab, that are attention grabbers, then you will like this. If you are into unisex fragrances, you will like this. I guarantee you, you will not have any problems with the longevity of this fragrance. You will actually smell it on your skin the next day, okay? You will actually smell it in your clothes forever, so be careful with that. For me, I try not to spray this on my clothes because it just doesn't go away, honestly. Even after I wash my clothes, I can still smell it in my clothes. So when I spray this, I'm very mindful just to spray it on the skin, and that's it. I don't go all over the body with it because I really don't have to do that. This is an atomic bomb. I promise you, 10 out of 10 as far as longevity is concerned. The next one up really doesn't need much introduction. You guys know about this fragrance, and I had to put it on the list because I do feel like it is a fragrance that has great longevity. Even though I personally can't smell it after 30 minutes, other people can smell it on me, especially when I overspray. And I have a tendency to overspray this fragrance because after 30 minutes I can't smell it. But it is Baccarat Rouge 540. You guys are aware of this fragrance by now. I mean, come on. This is a sweet, oh my gosh, musky, I mean a sharp sweetness, okay? A little green, a little woody, a little musk, kind of like a solar, your skin but better. I don't know, I find it very difficult to explain this fragrance. I always have. I've always referred to it as like a cotton candy sweet type of fragrance, and it does have this cotton candy smell to it. It's very sweet, but for me, I go blind to it. I go nose blind to it. What is that called? Osnomic? Correct me in the comments, but I can't smell it after 30 minutes. Odd, okay? But I made the mistake one day of spraying this fragrance on, and I was still getting ready, right? Before I walked out the door, I couldn't smell it. I went in and sprayed it again. When I got to my grandmother's house, she opened the door, and the first thing she said is, "You smell loud." I said, okay, it's doing what it's supposed to do, I guess. Somebody can smell it. I couldn't smell it, but she could smell it. And ever since then, I try not to, even though I have a nice little dent here, but y'all, I've had this bottle forever. But I try not to go in with the sprays. And also I slowed down on wearing it because at one point I felt like a lot of people were wearing it. Everybody was smelling the same, and it just felt very weird to me. But I feel like maybe at this point I can pick it up and start wearing it again. But it's just one of those fragrances that's kind of like unforgettable because it's so popular, and it blew up fast. And when I tell you, I never seen anything like it with this fragrance. This is an ultra popular fragrance, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys that are watching this video right now probably have this or some variation because the way this thing was duped, you probably have some variation of this fragrance in your collection. But again, this is Baccarat Rouge 540. Moving on, my next one is from the house of Burberry, and this is Burberry HER Intense. And this fragrance has actually been discontinued. Boo, I know. This was one of my favorites. I believe this is the one that's been discontinued, if I'm not mistaken, and it was replaced with Burberry HER Elixir. It's the all pink bottle, same shape, but it's all pink and it's not see-through like this. But I think they smell very, very similar to one another, if I'm being honest with you. In this one, you have red fruits, blackberry, jasmine, and benzoin. A very simple composition of notes, but this thing packs a punch. It lasts forever. It is like the Energizer Bunny. It's actually one of my favorite strawberry fragrances. Even though it says red fruits, there's a bunch of red fruits here, so I'm thinking strawberries, raspberries, you know, all the red berries, okay? But to my nose, I mostly get either strawberry or I get cherry. I also get that benzoin. Benzoin is a resin, but it smells like an amped up vanilla, okay? So I get a lot of vanilla here, a very intense, warm, ambery type of vanilla. This is beautiful. Like, this is the type of scent that I could wear pretty much all year round because of that benzoin. It has that resin. It's very ambery, not over the top ambery like something like Grand Soir, not like that, but it does have a nice amber note in it, and I think it would be great for like fall, early winter, you know, like that, you know. Not sure if it will pull through in those real cold months, but it's a winner in my book as far as longevity. You will have absolutely no problems with this one. I highly recommend it. Again, well, you can't find it. Oh my God. Well, you know what? Get the Burberry HER Elixir, okay? If you can't find this one on the discount websites, get the Burberry HER Elixir. They honestly smell the same to me, you guys, really. There's not much of a difference, except the elixir is just, it smells creamier. That's it, okay? If any one of you out there are psychic, or you have a very high intuition, and you knew I was gonna pull this fragrance out at some point, you would be absolutely correct. This is Valaya by Parfums de Marly, okay? And in this fragrance, you have notes of aldehydes, white peach, bergamot, mandarin, orange blossom, petilia, lily of the valley, nymphield, vetiver, mahonia, musk, ambroxan, akigala wood, and vanilla. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, I wish I could give you guys another word. Stunning, spectacular. Okay, she is that girl. Ooh, baby, this puts me in a tailspin every time I smell it. That peach, the aldehydes, and I'm just now coming to realize how much I love an aldehyde note. To me, aldehydes just give the fragrances just something special. Something special. It's like a sprinkle of magic over the fragrance. You know, it's like icing on the cake, the cherry on top. It just it makes the fragrance go up. Do you hear me? Up. And I love a good aldehyde. Did I mention the peach? Okay, I'm getting the musk with the ambroxan, so it has this solar feel to it, kind of like a Your Skin but better feel to it, but more woodier. Okay, sweet, soft, loud. She's that girl. Highly recommended if you are someone that is into a more feminine type of fragrance, a more elevated kind of high-end feel. You want to smell expensive, okay? I highly recommend Valaya because she will give you that. She definitely will give you that. So yeah, highly recommend her. Don't y'all laugh at the bottle. I know it's ugly, but here it is, okay? This is Sehr by Lattafa. And this is a stunner. Please don't let the bottle deter you from picking this up and at least giving it a whiff, because I think you will enjoy it. If you liked fragrances like Vanilla SEX by Tom Ford, and you know you didn't want to pay that Tom Ford price, I highly recommend this one. In here you get bitter almond, cinnamon, another akigala wood. Okay, akigala wood is on the list today, girl. I didn't even know. Pomerose, jasmine, vanilla absolute, tonka bean, and amber. Y'all, this is a stunner. This is beautiful, and I will tell you, the longer it sits, the better it gets. Ooh, man, I could spray this on. Oh my God, this is actually bringing back so many fond memories when I smell this of fall, wintertime, not necessarily freezing cold weather, but just, you know, when the leaves starting to turn brown and, you know, you pulling out your sweaters and stuff. Is actually my favorite time of the year. Even though here in Texas, where I am, I don't see the leaves change colors anymore, and it's actually quite sad. But I digress. Let me get back. Let me focus, okay? Oh, this is so good. if this is supposed to be a dupe of Vanilla Sex, I think that Lattafa did a way better job than Tom Ford could have ever thought of or did. Let me just say that. That almond note is not coming off like a lactonic, milky type of vibe that I myself picked up in Vanilla Sex. It was just like a tapioca. I don't know what it was, but it was not pleasing to me. I get that rich, almost slightly creamy, lactonic almond note with the cinnamon, the vanilla, the jasmine is beautiful here. It goes so well with the fragrance. And the longevity, man, I could spray this on. I have actually sprayed this on right before I walked out the door to go to work, which is usually around 8 o'clock, 8:15. I'm trying to get out the door by 8:15, okay? And I can still be getting wafts of this when I'm getting ready to clock out at 5:30. The longevity is so good, so good. Oh, I love it. 10 out of 10, highly recommended. At this point, you probably can pick this up on Joma Shop or fragrancebuy.ca. I bought mine at a local perfume shop here in Houston. They sell a lot of Arabic fragrances. I think at this point you probably can get this on Amazon if you are comfortable with buying fragrances from Amazon. Just make sure that you read somewhere, okay, read somewhere that you can return this fragrance if you're not happy with it. But I think you can get it on Amazon, and I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10 as far as longevity is concerned. I've never had any problems. Now this next fragrance is definitely going to be on the high-end side, okay? But I have to include it because the longevity is simply amazing. And it's a little tricky, and I'm gonna explain, okay? But this is Patchouli Paris. This is from Guerlain. And again, it is going to be on the pricier side. In this one, you have aldehydes, you have iris, patchouli, ambergris, and vanilla. I'm not going to spray this one either for the obvious reasons that I just explained to y'all. But oh, if you are a patchouli lover, baby, you need this. This is one of the most sexiest patchoulis I've ever put my nose on. It's intoxicating. It is sexy. It has a very come hither feel. It literally draws people into you. This is a floater too, okay? And what do I mean by that? This is what you want to spray everywhere. You want to spray the back of your neck, your wrist, inner elbow, your ankles, behind your thigh, okay, your décolletage, your hair even, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because any movement that you do, a turn of the head, okay, just your hair, the wind blows your hair, any kind of movement, this will just float in the air, and it will go by someone that is around you, and they will be like, oh my God, you smell so good. What is that? Oh, the aldehydes really give it that razzle dazzle. The iris is very powdery here, and the vanilla mixed in with that chocolatey type of patchouli. 10 out of 10. I think I wore it around my birthday when I first got it, and I sprayed it all over my body. I sprayed it on my clothes, and for the next 2 or 3 days, I'm getting whiffs of this fragrance just throughout the house, in my closet. If I sprayed it on my wrist, it may have gotten on my purse, like the strap of my purse, my seat belt in the car. Baby, the longevity is amazing, 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 amazing. And I love it. I actually sat down, a lot of you probably already know this, but I sat down with Delphine Yelk. She is the perfumer for, well, she's a master perfumer for Guerlain, and she makes a lot of these L'Art, Le Métier perfumes, and we actually had a sit down one-on-one this time last year, and she briefly told me that she was working on this and it was about to release, and she kindly sent me a bottle, and so I am so grateful because oh God, I would have bought it anyway. Okay, I would have bought it anyway, but I'm grateful. But this is an absolute beauty. Okay, again, this is Patchouli Paris by Guerlain. I didn't realize I had 2 Burberry fragrances on the roster. This is Burberry Goddess. This is the original, not the intense version. And in this fragrance, you have vanilla, you have lavender, cacao, ginger, vanilla caviar, and vanilla absolute. Usually I find myself recommending this to friends and family and co-workers, because when I wear this, people always ask me what I have on, or they will text me and say, hey, can you recommend a really good vanilla that lasts long, XYZ? And I always recommend this. I always tell you guys, you're gonna get bang for your buck with this one. Okay, you really are. It is just a fabulous perfume. I don't know how else to put it. I think it's money well spent. If you are a vanilla person, you will love this. I get the vanilla, of course. There's 3 types of vanilla here, so it's very heavy on the vanilla. Now, if you're concerned about the lavender, I would not be. In my opinion, it's very fleeting. It doesn't stick around that long. It's here today, gone tomorrow, quick. Okay, in and out. All right, so I would not let that deter you from picking this up. I don't think I got it when I first got this fragrance, but now I get the cacao, chocolate powdery type of feel from here. It's from the cacao actually, but this is a beautiful scent. The longevity, 10 out of 10. You can't beat it for the price point, and I think at this point you probably can find this on the discount websites for the low. Like seriously, I don't think you should be spending full price on this, because they have an intense version. They released the intense version, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, and now they have a Parfum that is about to be released. So do your due diligence, honey. Find you this for the low. You probably can even find this at Burlington. I feel like I seen this at Burlington here recently, if I'm not mistaken. So just do your research and you can find this for the low somewhere, I know. Our last high-end fragrance from the roster is a new one to the collection by way of Twisted Lily. I will pop up my code here at the top. So before I forget, thank you Twisted Lily for sending me this fragrance. But this is called Sisters Before Misters. This is the newest release from Jusbox, and if you guys are not familiar, Jusbox fragrances are, how do I want to put this? Jusbox fragrances are about music, pop stars, rock bands. You get what I'm saying? That's like their genre. Okay, they incorporate, that's the word I want to use, they incorporate a lot of musicians with their fragrances. Okay, this one in particular, they're paying a tribute to the pop star band the Spice Girls. Do y'all remember the Spice Girls? If you're my age, you remember the Spice Girls, because I think Scary Spice and me and her are probably the same age at this point. So yeah, but I think they did a really good job with this fragrance. I'll show you guys the bottle again. I actually do like the bottle. I love pink on perfume bottles. I don't know why, I just find it very adorable. But in this fragrance you have lime, bergamot, ginger, banana, lily of the valley, strawberry, orris, sugar, sandalwood, milk, and amber. Now this fragrance really surprised me. I've been wearing it for the last 2 days, but I'm gonna spray it again because man, I really enjoy this fragrance. I really do. And I put this one on the roster because I have been playing with it for 2 days and I know the longevity on it, okay? And usually when I get fragrances, I like to experiment with them at night. I cannot be wearing perfume at work. I know, what a tragedy. But I experiment with them at night. And so when I wake up in the morning and I can still smell the perfume on me, oh baby, I am highly impressed. And the longevity on this, 10 out of 10, highly recommend, okay? Y'all, I don't know why, but in the opening, I get popcorn. I don't know why. And I posted this on Instagram and someone else said they got popcorn too. So I know I'm not losing it, okay? I know I'm not crazy. But I'm definitely getting the banana and the strawberry. Both smell delicious in this fragrance. So I'm gonna call this a gourmand. It's not necessarily something that I would want to eat, but because of the banana and strawberry smelling so realistic, it reminds me of a food, okay? In this case, a fruit. I'm getting a little bit of the powderiness from the orris here, the iris, not over the top though. So if powder in fragrance turns you off, you don't have to be concerned with it. It's not loud. It's more like a haze of powder, if you will, okay? I'm getting something creamy and lactonic from the sandalwood and the milk, and I'm getting a warm amber. Initially, when this opens up, I get something very playful, very fun, very exciting. That lime is a burst of excitement, if you will. But as this dries down, it does turn softer, creamier, powdery, warm amber, okay? So the opening does give me a little bit of, like I said, the opening is playful, but the dry down is very mature, not old or not vintage, but just it feels more grown up. Is what I'm saying, okay? So if you're not into gourmands, I still think you should smell this because you actually might enjoy it, because it's not juvenile in my opinion. I wouldn't say that at all. It has a lot of character, and I love the journey that I go on with this when I wear this fragrance. I love wearing it. On Instagram, I gave it an 8 out of 10. It is creeping up to a 10 out of 10 very, very fast, okay? One thing about it, you will not have to worry about longevity with this fragrance because it's a 10 out of 10. It checks the box, okay? Love this. Again, it's called Sisters Before Misters by Jusbox. Those were 10 of my most longest lasting fragrances. Let me know down in the comments what fragrance you have in your collection that you feel lasts forever. Let us all know down below. If you are someone that is into perfume, learning more about perfume, collecting perfume, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. Also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It is super important for the growth of my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a pleasant day, and I hope you're smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.